Available at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from WTOC, the Southeast News Leader. The News at 4 starts now.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, and thank you for joining us for the News at 4. I'm Shelby Coates in for Mike Sela. We have live team coverage across Savannah today, bringing you all the latest from today's St. Patrick's Day parade and all of the downtown celebrations. Our Julianne Sheehan is checking out the parade crowds. Augustina Malouse is keeping in touch with law enforcement about post-parade plans, and Aaron Dixon is checking in with businesses, bringing in the customers. Let's start first with Julianne. And Julianne, what are you seeing out there?
Shelby, we've been saying all month, St. Patrick's Day brings tens of thousands of tourists to the hostess city. However, today's parade is anything but a tourist trap. I spoke with a lot of different people in the crowd. Some were enjoying their first parade. Others have been coming year after year. One person that I spoke with has been coming to the parade on March 17th since she was a baby. She says there's nothing quite like St. Patrick's Day in Savannah and urges other people that may not have come down here before to check it out next year. Listen to what she has to say.
You're not going to have fun like you'll have on St. Patrick's Day in Savannah. That is very true. St. Patrick's Day in Savannah is a once-in-a-lifetime experience unless you've done it like me 100,000 times.
I also spoke with a lot of tourists who were enjoying their first ever St. Patrick's Day here in Savannah. We'll have those conversations coming up at 4:30. Live on Liberty Street in Savannah, Julianne Sheehan, WTOC News.
Always a lot of fun. Thank you, Julianne. Well, crowds packed downtown Savannah today for the annual St. Patrick's Day parade, with thousands celebrating across the city. But behind the festivities, police say safety has been a top priority from the start. Our Augustina Malouse is live in Savannah. And Augustina, what are police telling you tonight?
Shelby, Savannah police said that today's parade went largely according to plan, thanks to lots of coordination and a very large police presence throughout the city. Now, during the parade, you could see officers from multiple agencies, from Savannah Police, Chatham County, GBI, Georgia State Patrol. They were stationed at nearly every corner. Those agencies actually started the day with a briefing at Coastal Georgia Center to make sure everyone was aligned on safety protocols. Throughout the day, Sergeant Joshua Flynn says things have been running smoothly, with only a few medical calls, mostly tied to alcohol consumption, and about 30 cars towed for parking violations. Still, officers say they're preparing for larger crowds as celebrations continue into the night, and they're urging people to stay alert, avoid going out alone, and report anything suspicious.
As you can see, the officers can flow east and west on Congress or Bryan Street, so that we can respond to stuff and get in and out. If we need to bring in fire or anybody to deal with a situation, the roads are clear so we can respond as quick as possible.
Savannah Police has set up 2 command centers downtown just in case anyone needs anything. They're encouraging everyone to have fun tonight, but to do so responsibly. Reporting live in Savannah, Augustina Malouse, WTOC News.
Good to know. Thank you, Augustina. And with all those people coming into town, Savannah's population nearly doubles. And without a doubt, they're shopping in local businesses, maybe to grab a drink, a bite to eat, or even purchasing a souvenir. Our Aaron Dixon joins us live from downtown Savannah, where businesses have been preparing for weeks just for today. So, Aaron, how's it going?
Shelby, talk about tens of thousands of people that are coming, that I think are joining me here at City Market. But these businesses here aren't the only ones that are going to see this massive economic boost, that multi-million-dollar economic boost. I'm talking about businesses on Congress, on Bay, or even River Street, where I visited earlier today. Now, those businesses, even though we visited during the parade, we're still seeing people go in and out their doors, but they know that people are going to start coming in the doors now that the parade's over. They had to start preparing really early. I even spoke to one bouncer who says that working St. Patrick's Day is his favorite day of work of the year. Check it out.
I've worked downtown for the past decade or so. It's been an amazing experience. I always look forward to it.
And what are you expecting to see?
A lot of people, a great time, and everybody just really having a great time. You know, St. Patrick's Day is a huge event for everybody, and we really look forward to it here in Savannah, and we just love the turnout. We love the costumes. We love all of it. It's a great show.
Now Groover joins about tens of thousands of people who share the same sentiment about St. Patrick's Day here in the hostess city. They love it because they get to party, they get to celebrate their Irish heritage, because on St. Patrick's Day in Savannah, everybody is Irish, including myself. I mean, I got the hat on, I got this on. So we're live here in downtown Savannah. Aaron Dixon, WTOC News.
All right, thank you, Aaron. We love the hat. Right now, we do want to take a live look outside from our WTOC Riverfront Skycam, checking out that beautiful view as well with the cathedral there. As we saw so many people in our live shots today, they had their hats and their jackets on because it was a little chilly out there today. Let's check in now with our first alert meteorologist, Dave, with a look outside.
Yeah, Shelby, especially early this morning, we had those temperatures in the 30s. Right now, here at this 4 o'clock hour, we have a temperature of 53 degrees here in Savannah with just a few clouds, as you can see outside. A very dry air, too. Humidity only at 25%. And it's been a little breezy out there. You've been out at the parade. You know that we are seeing a gust right now up to 22 miles per hour. And it's a west-northwest wind bringing in that cooler, drier air. We're sitting at 49 degrees right now over in Sylvania, only 50 into Statesboro and into Hinesville. And our warmest reading, 55 over on Richmond Hill. You know, our average high temperature this time of the year is typically 72. So we're well below average. And if you're heading out for the rest of the evening hours, those temperatures are going to remain in the 50s through 7 p.m. Then we're back in the 40s as we keep things nice and dry for the evening hours. A little bit cool again for your Wednesday, but after that, the warming trend begins. And look at those 80s returning for your weekend. I'm going to have more on that in your first alert 7-day forecast coming up at 4:18.
All righty, thank you, Dave. Now we know how to celebrate St. Patrick's Day here in Savannah. Check out this view. But there are several other celebrations happening around the world. And of course, we had to check out the festivities in Ireland. People were seen flooding the streets of Dublin surrounding the historic Temple Bar, which has been serving customers since 1840. Parade watchers and participants alike also braved cold conditions in New York City. Take a look at this as the parade marched down Fifth Avenue. This is often considered the largest St. Patrick's Day parade in the United States, but very close to our parade in Savannah. Britain's Princess Kate visited the Irish Guards during a St. Patrick's Day celebration in the United Kingdom. She handed out traditional sprigs of shamrock to members of the regiment. She has held the ceremonial role of Colonel of the Irish Guards since 2022. And don't forget, WTOC is your hub for all things St. Patrick's Day, from safety tips to parking. Just check out the St. Patrick's Day tab at the top of the homepage. That's WTOC.com. And coming up, you might have just experienced Savannah's St. Patrick's Day parade, but do you know the long history behind it? We'll tell you all about it up next.
WTOC's First Alert Traffic is sponsored by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys. Hurt in a car wreck? Attorney Jamie Casino will get you all the money you deserve. We the people celebrate America's story right here in the Coastal Empire.
Some say it was the impish work of the leprechauns that initiated the greening of the fountain. It's the first Friday in March where we bring the whole community out. With WTOC, the late, great Craig Harney, when he came here and brought it to television, it truly exploded. It brings, you know, the past, present, and future all together.
Join WTOC in celebrating We the People.
Dad, it's your shot.
Daly! Having John Daly as your designated swinger, that's a power move.
Bank shot!
This cannot be legal.
Hiring America's largest injury law firm for your injury, that's also a power move. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
The people.com.
Donald Trump is driving up our costs and rigging the system for billionaires while you pay the price. I'm Jason Estevez. As governor, I'll tackle Trump's chaos head on. I'll use every tool that we have, take Trump to court, and I'll pass legislation to protect our families. I'll end the billions in tax giveaways to AI data centers and instead put more money in your pockets. I'll invest in universal child care, and we're going to expand Medicaid. Georgia, it's time to fight back.
Your Alabama beach getaways, like a cherished photograph, somewhere off the beaten path. With Sugar Sands, we sure are glad to have you. Unplan your trip in Sweet Home, Alabama.
Burt Jones is losing, so now he's lying about Rick Jackson. But a few months ago, here's what Burt had to say.
My good friend Rick Jackson knows firsthand what it's like to grow up in the foster care system. And that's what makes his commitment to helping others so powerful. We're incredibly grateful for his leadership and his friendship and his knowledge. Thank you again, Rick, for all that you do for Georgia.
When you see Burt's new attack ads, remember, he doesn't believe them either.
We want your sweat. We want your tears. Welcome to Survivor 50.
Survivor 50 is sponsored by Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys. WTOC's Don Baker, inducted into the Georgia Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Closed captioning is sponsored by Woody Folsom Automotive.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about your traffic as we head into your afternoon. Still not looking at any problems if you're going to be leaving downtown, working your way back in towards some of our inland areas. And with how many people are off work as we go into today and a lot of businesses closed, really not seeing too many problems around the hostess city. Still no issues if you're going to be working your way across our rivers this afternoon. Just a little bit of slowdown when you get past the port on northbound 21. But no major problems throughout Jasper or Beaufort County right now. And if any of that changes throughout the afternoon, we'll let you know about it.
Every March, nearly 500,000 people flood the streets of Savannah, and it all started with one march more than 200 years ago. WTOC's Cam McCann dives into the history of the parade with some help from a Savannah historian, Irishman, and parade committee members.
If you stumble into Savannah, Georgia around St. Patrick's Day, you're sure to start feeling a little lucky. The Irish hue is everywhere, and its crowds draw from all walks of life.
You don't have to be Irish, you don't have to be Catholic. You just have to be here to be part of it all.
The parade's roots go back centuries when it featured marching on foot or horseback with an occasional carriage instead of what happens today. To learn about the very first Savannah parade in 1824, I sat down with Georgia's Southern historian Dr. Howard Keeley, who said Irish immigrants were welcomed in the hostess city around that time.
I think Savannah was really on a roll economically, so sometimes they have that phrase, too busy to hate.
It started with a group comprised of Catholic and Presbyterian Irishmen who called themselves Hibernians. Their first parade wasn't just an introduction, but it was a welcoming for Charleston's Catholic Bishop, John England, who performed a special Mass on St. Patrick's Day that year.
They wanted somebody who would be an electrifying speaker, and that occasioned a march from the City Hotel, which was on Bay Street,
to St. John's. No, not the one behind me. You see, the one that they were in was a small wooden church built by French refugees from Haiti. Now, after that service was done, conducted by Bishop England.
And the bishop actually makes a great remark about how in Savannah, people get on with each other, irrespective of their religion. I think there's something magical about that, and I think that message still kind of resonates.
Now the celebration is extended well past just a parade. The season of St. Patrick's in Savannah is a unique one, even for Ireland natives.
We come to Hilton Head in Savannah every year for 3 months.
Nice.
And this is the best Irish culture you could get anywhere in the world.
This tradition is going to continue for generations. I spoke with parade committee members at this year's greening of the fountain.
It means so much to be here, especially with all the young people here.
They will be the ones eventually coming, the next generation coming up to participate in all this and see it through.
So that welcome that Bishop England felt all the way in 1824 still going to have impacts for years to come on the hundreds of thousands coming to Savannah for St. Patrick's Day. In Savannah, Cam McCann, WTOC News.
And did you know the famous greening of the fountain in Forsyth Park started as a 1980s prank? Kids secretly dumped green dye in the city fountains, and officials loved it so much that they made it official. Now each year's Grand Marshal does the honor with safe dye. Straight ahead, the city of Savannah is making sure you stay safe at this St. Patrick's Day and that you get home safely after celebrating. That's next.
And a live view over at the airport. A few clouds, still a little bit cool outside, but I'm going to tell you about some much warmer temperatures returning to the area in that First Alert forecast as the news continues.
Search WTOC and stream breaking news and weather live on your TV or watch anytime on your schedule. Download today and stay connected to WTOC, the Southeast news leader.
If you're not regularly treating your septic tank, you're risking a backup and significant repairs. Use Rid-X once a month. Simply add and flush to reduce monthly waste buildup by up to 20% and help prevent backups. Try Rid-X.
Most assume that someone else will show up. And for a moment, you wonder if you even matter. You matter. Because the moment they need it isn't the moment to start thinking about it. Giving takes stepping up when no one's asking you to. When the need hits, there's no time to waste. The blood you donate might be their only shot.
I don't care if you're Muslim or Mongolian. You don't have the right to force your culture on our country.
Conservative Rick Jackson.
Too often, criminal illegals commit sick, violent crimes, victimize our children, and get away with murder. So here's my guarantee to them. Do that when I'm governor, and you'll end up deported or departed.
Rick Jackson for Georgia.
Any questions?
Aging Untold.
Knowledge is power, and we're bringing the knowledge.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
Weekdays at 1:30 a.m. on WTOC.
Today's Time and Temp brought to you by Kennedy's Heating, Air, and Plumbing.
I totaled my truck. It was a really gnarly accident. I called Farrah and Farrah first, and then from there it went very fast. My legal team, they were like bulldogs. They just didn't take no for an answer. It just made me feel like I was really dealing with professionals.
Hey y'all, I'm Mike Cannon with Michael's Roofing Company. My dad always said a man's word was his bond, and I still live by that to this day. So are you tired of those contractors coming by knocking on your door? A contractor that's going to be here today and gone tomorrow? Then call me, Mike Cannon with Michael's Roofing Company, your truly local, licensed, insured, bonded contractor for 40 years. I guarantee it. You have my word on it.
Furnish your home fast at Royal Furniture and Rugs Outlet, your one-stop shop for all your furniture needs. See it, touch it, grab it, take it home today. Sofas, beds, dining sets, big selection, unbeatable prices, instant comfort. Because your home shouldn't have to wait.
50 seasons of strategy.
This is Survivor.
Now you can own a piece of Survivor history. Visit WTOC.com/contests. One lucky winner will take home a limited edition Survivor 50 prize pack. Sponsored by Farrah and Farrah.
I've been practicing law for over 45 years, and I've never had a client say, I want some sympathy. Sympathy means you hurt, and I feel sorry for you. Clients don't want sympathy. They want empathy. They want understanding. It doesn't get more fairer than that.
Welcome back to the news here on this St. Patrick's Day. It is a quiet, dry day, but it was a cold start this morning. 31 officially over at Hunter Army Airfield, and a lot of areas were just around or slightly above the freezing mark early this morning, and we're still well below average here at this 4 o'clock hour. Temps range from 49 degrees over into Sylvania to 55, not only in Richmond Hill, but up into the Beaufort and St. Simons Island area. Normal high temperature or average high is typically about 72. So we're well below average. These temperatures are going to continue to fall pretty quickly here, especially after sunset. So we're back in the 40s here, heading into the 8 o'clock hour. Here's the 30s just after midnight, and we're going to see a lot of 30s, even some 20s as you get out the door tomorrow morning, with that freeze warning in effect for pretty much all areas along and west of the I-95 region. That goes through 10 a.m. a.m. in here tomorrow morning. Thankfully, it'll be dry. So we are looking at some quiet conditions on our Fair and Fair First Alert Live radar. High pressure building in. It's back to the west. You see all the dry weather with it. Just a few of these clouds streaming across our skies for the next couple of hours, it looks like. But the bigger story is going to be the cold air still in place through tomorrow morning. So we're going to have some more sub-freezing temperatures. But look at all this warm air building across the western half of the U.S. Eventually, that's going to move back into our region, and we're going to go from well below average to start the week to well above average here as we go on into our weekend. So before we get there, still have a few more days. We're seeing some of those temperatures in the 30s, which we'll see in here tomorrow morning. It'll be dry as you get out the door, and a mix of sun and clouds for your Wednesday. It'll be dry again, but temperatures probably not getting out of the 50s for a lot of locations, maybe a few low 60s in our southern areas. 29 to 33 degrees for inland areas. Wind chills will be back in the mid-20s. That's what you want to dress for as you're heading back to work tomorrow and the kids heading back to school. Still in the 30s even through that 9 o'clock hour, and there's your highs. 56 to 60 degrees inland. First Alert 7-day forecast has another morning in the 30s, but it's more upper 30s for Thursday. Then we're back in the mid-60s on Thursday afternoon, mid-70s on Friday as spring begins, and there are the 80s Saturday, Sunday, even into Monday before another cold front knocks those temperatures back to 70 with a chance for showers Tuesday.
Thank you, Dave. Well, if you're trying to catch a cat on St. Patrick's Day, there are some things you need to know. The city of Savannah is sponsoring a zero fare service for Chatham area transit buses from 5 a.m. until 10 tonight. This includes fixed routes and paratransit services on St. Patrick's Day. Also keep in mind cat routes will run on a modified schedule due to route detours due to the holiday. And AAA is implementing its Tow-to-Go program to keep impaired drivers off the roadways this St. Patrick's Day. It's a last resort option to keep you from driving under the influence. From now until 6 a.m. Wednesday, you can contact AAA to give you a ride and a tow for your vehicle within a 10-mile radius. AAA says that it has helped take nearly 30,000 impaired drivers off the roads in the past 25 years.
Every year we look and we see on social media pictures of individuals who thought they could make it home. The reality is we're going to get you. And we would rather you get home and be safe and talk about the great time that you had than put yourself in a position where you regret and this event changes the trajectory of your life.
And now, if you need a safe ride today, you can call that number right there on your screen, 855-2TOW-TO-GO. Still to come, we caught up with a former Grand Marshal who has some insight on how much it means to hold this esteemed honor.
During the Rooms to Go anniversary sale, shop a great selection of dining rooms on sale. Add some charm, just $4.55. Add some color, just $5.77. Or add classic style, just $6.95. Shop and save, only at Rooms to Go.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
At Georgia Power, we're proud to power the people who power our state. From the home to the office and everywhere in between, we're here for you. That's why we froze base rates last year, so you have more predictability, stability, and money in your pocket. You work hard, so we're working hard for you. Energy you can trust, at a cost you can depend on. Georgia Power, we're here for Georgia. We're here for you.
Hey, don't you think we should just leave the green screen for this one? Green, there's nothing better than getting more of it. If you've been injured, call the Brown firm and get your pot of gold. Have a safe and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Call 1-800-LAW-1441.
At United Healthcare, we believe you deserve Medicare coverage you can count on for your whole life ahead. And that's what you get with us. The strength of the nation's most chosen Medicare Advantage plans and local insurance agents here for you right in your neighborhood.
For Medicare coverage in Savannah, call today and learn about Medicare Advantage plans from United Healthcare with benefits like $0 annual physical exams and $0 copays on dental exams, vision exams, and on hundreds of prescription drugs. Plus, our exclusive U-Card opens doors to your care and so much more. United Healthcare is committed to providing comprehensive and affordable coverage for all your plans ahead, big and small.
The nation's most chosen Medicare Advantage plans, local agents ready to help. Let United Healthcare walk you through plans in the area.
If you're new to Medicare or retiring soon, call us today for Medicare coverage Savannah can count on every step of the way.
Knowing how to keep your family safe matters. WTOC, the Southeast news leader.
During the Rooms to Go anniversary sale, shop a great selection of beautiful bedrooms on sale. This contemporary 5-piece set is just $9.99. 5 pieces, including dresser and mirror, just $9.99 in your choice of 2 great finishes. On sale at Rooms to Go.
Your First Alert forecast from WTOC is sponsored by the law offices of Farah and Farah.
Welcome back. He is a familiar face in Savannah, especially around St. Patrick's Day. Former Grand Marshal Jimmy Ray has a long-time history with WTOC. He was a co-host of our broadcast of the parade. We sat down with Jimmy this year to talk about what this day means for Savannah.
I've been over here in Okeechobee, South Carolina at Springer Healthcare. The VA sent me here to take care of my problem. That's why I had to quit doing the TV. A memory that I go back that I can remember, I lived on Liberty and Abercorn, and the parade would come right by there. And I used to walk with my dad. I had on my First Holy Communion suit, white shoes, white pants, white shirt, green derby, and a cane with a big bow on it. In those days, it started at the cathedral. Now it starts way down Abercorn at Gwinnett Street, because it's gotten so big. When you see River Street, you can't see the ground, there's so many people on it. It's amazing that how many people can come to town and on the parade route, say 300,000, 350,000 on both sides for 3 miles. It's a lot of people, and probably 15 people deep. Amazing how the city workers, the next day, they work cleaning up. You would never know there were that many people downtown or if there was a parade. That's how they got everything down. When you come into town, go by the rules, because there's police come from everywhere to help the Savannah police. The police department really has a calm hand. They only take care of business, big time police business, when somebody gets completely out of hand, and they take care of it. A good friend of mine, he was in the shipbuilding business, and he had to go out to San Diego with his family. And his daughter was in school here, and she knew the parade was big, so she came back for the parade. They couldn't. And she came up to me and she said, Mr. Ray, all my friends in San Diego are going to be watching. When I walk by, would you say hello to me? And she walked by, and I told her, I said, Meg, hey, Meg, happy St. Patrick's Day. She stopped and her phone started ringing. People from California started calling her.
And ahead on B News at 4:30, local businesses prepare for weeks to make sure they meet the needs of our St. Patrick's Day visitors. Next, we're checking in with a business serving some sweet treats.
New Nissan?
Correct.
Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
You can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get up to 1,000 customer cash on Kicks, or get up to $1,750 total bonus cash on Sentra.
Where does confidence come from? It's not from within. It must be pursued. Confidence is not a mindset. It's an achievement. In the GMC Sierra HD AT4X. Get 3.9% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra heavy-duty models. See your local GMC dealer.
Wild shrimp for everybody. Now available at Parker's Kitchen.
Live from WTOC, the Southeast News Leader. The news at 4:30 starts now.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, and thank you for joining us for the news at 4:30. I'm Shelby Coates in for Mike Sela. We hope everyone enjoyed today's St. Patrick's Day parade. I know I did, and the fun continues right now in downtown Savannah. WTOC's Julianne Sheehan joins us live from downtown, where the celebrations are still in full swing. Julianne, how is the energy out there right now?
Shelby, the energy is definitely still high out here. We have a lot of people still at the various squares. We're still on Liberty Street right next to the cathedral, but the party is not over yet. You know, as we know, St. Patrick's Day in Savannah, it's one of the largest celebrations in the world for March 17th. There are a lot of people that came to the hostess city today from all across the world, specifically to see the parade, to enjoy the festivities in the hostess city. I caught up with some people that were coming here for the first time, and they said there were some high expectations that had to be met, and that the parade, the festivities, that it did not disappoint. Take a listen.
It's more than I expected, to be honest with you. It's you know, there's a whole lot going on out here. I'm excited. I love Savannah. I love St. Patrick's Day.
So definitely a lot of happy tourists out there and residents, like we were saying in the 4 o'clock. You know, this isn't a tourist trap. There are people that were born and raised in Savannah and have been coming out here as a family tradition for their entire lives. Now, the only thing that people weren't so happy with today was the weather. We did get off to a chilly start, and out of all my conversations, that was the only complaint that I heard. So all in all, definitely a very successful day here downtown. And like I said, the festivities are continuing tonight, so we'll keep you updated as things develop. Live in Savannah, Julianne Sheehan, WTOC News.
All righty, thank you so much. At least it's sunny outside, I will say that. And with so many people visiting the hostess city, Savannah's population nearly doubles. And without a doubt, there's shopping in local businesses, maybe grabbing a bite to eat, something to drink, or maybe even buying some souvenirs. Let's check in now with Aaron Dixon. He joins us live from downtown, where businesses have been preparing for weeks just for today. Aaron, what can you tell us?
Well, Shelby, thousands of people definitely decided to join me here at City Market. I don't think it's because of me. I think it's because of all the businesses that are open, whether that be getting a bite to eat, something to drink, or even buying some merchandise here in one of the stores along this stretch of road. Now, it's really not just here in the City Market. It's on Congress, it's on Bay Street, it's on River Street, where we visited during the parade today. And stores there were open. Like you said, they've been preparing for months at a time to make sure that they are ready to go. We spoke with one business, though, who says that no matter who walks through their doors, people from out of town, people from just around the corner, they all seem to buy the same thing.
It's exciting because we see a lot of locals, we see a lot of people out of town, we see a lot of different people. We sell a lot of pralines, we sell a lot of bear claws. They come in here and they buy.
Now, that's just one of the hundreds of businesses that line downtown Savannah that have been prepping for months at a time to take part in this multi-million-dollar economic boost to the area. But for right now, it's a celebration that, you know, if you're in Savannah, you're Irish today. So congrats on becoming Irish. Live in downtown Savannah, Aaron Dixon, WTOC News.
Thanks, Aaron. They're having a great time down in City Market. Well, one of the big topics of the parade today, you heard it there, was the temperature. It was chilly out there today. Our Shay Schrader was out all morning and got a look at how crowds handled that cold.
Even though there was a cold start to the 202nd Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade, that did not deter crowds from showing out big to watch this parade and enjoy the best day of the year in Savannah.
We've been down here where it's been 80-something degrees on St. Patrick's Day, and we've marched in ankle-deep rain on St. Patrick's Day here in Savannah. I'd still come here.
Bobby Hughes of the Washoe County Firefighters Pipes and Drums, based in Long Island, New York, was not bothered by the cold, saying he'd come to Savannah's parade over New York's any year.
You know, you're marching down Fifth Avenue and you have people 25 feet this side behind fences, 25 feet that side behind fences. It's cold. But here, you know, the crowd's right on top of you.
Some parade participants recognizing, despite the weather, participating in the parade is an honor not everyone gets to experience.
It's just something that they want us to realize how special it is.
I have cousins up in New Jersey, and like St. Patrick's Day isn't as big as it is up there as it is down here. So it's more of a privilege to be walking, even having this parade in general.
And with all the excitement on the ground, no one was more excited than Grand Marshal Marty Hogan.
How does it feel to be walking in the St. Patrick's Day parade as the Grand Marshal?
I never thought this day would come, and I'm just overwhelmed with all the people. The weather's great. TOC's with me. I love it.
Reporting in Savannah, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about your weather because it was chilly out there this morning. We got down to 34 degrees here in Savannah. Still saw below freezing or right at it for some of our inland areas as we headed into the morning hours. And we could see more of that as we go into tomorrow. Right now, still a little bit of those breezy winds still coming into the area. We'll continue to track some of that as we head into this evening. Still temperatures 40s to 50s right now. And as we go through the rest of tonight, we're going to cool down into the upper 40s. By the time we get to 8, feeling like the mid 40s, and we'll continue that trend until we get into the lower 40s by the time we get to midnight. But still, once again, focus on your pets, plants, pipes, and other people tonight. Still going to look for all of our inland areas except for directly pretty much along I-95 to be below freezing as we head into tomorrow. And then we'll still have warmer temperatures come back tomorrow afternoon, a little more cloud cover, but the real warm up not coming until we get to the second half of the week. And we'll talk more about that here in just a couple minutes.
Thanks, Dylan. Many people were up way before the sun today, making a beeline for Lafayette Square right at 6 a.m., all hoping to snag the best spot on the parade route. Our Bronte Sorotsky shares the sights and sounds from this year's Running of the Squares.
And at 6 a.m. sharp, they're off. This year's Running of the Squares is already a wee bit legendary. In seconds, the square turned into a shamrock stampede of folks ready to kick off St. Patrick's Day. Some had been training for this sacred moment since last year.
I would like to thank our Minister of Security, Taylor, who is another year a successful holding down of the square.
Nobody has died.
No one's died.
In how many days?
Others, however, were experiencing some pre-parade panic.
We accidentally forgot the tent at my house, and it's supposed to be here at 5:52.
And the squares kick off at 6 a.m.
We had such a blast catching up with our friends at the Finn McCool Fellowship, who we first introduced you to last year. We had to swing back for year 2 of the shenanigans.
And we'll all hang on behind.
They always make sure to give us top-tier interviews.
PR intern Tyler. Tyler, say hi, Tyler.
Hey, Tyler.
Poor Tyler. Do you get to speak for yourself? No. Do you have rights?
No. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
And this year, we got a behind-the-scenes look at their post-setup operation.
And we also have all shapes of sausage, which is really important. Because
we do links, we do patty in terms of patty.
People
and
respond
links.
very differently to the different shapes.
Yeah. And beneath all the silliness, they say it's really about giving back to the next generation of square runners.
We do this all for the kids. So, yeah. So we block out this space. We've been doing it for years, and we have a great time.
Reporting in Savannah, Bronte Sorotsky, WTOC News.
So much fun, but super early. Coming up, this year's Miss St. Patrick's Day is making history in Savannah. You'll hear from her next.
WTOC's business partners are trusted businesses and contractors you can rely on. Call Ogeechee Heating and Air, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Stay connected to the team you trust.
I-16 is causing major...
Dive deeper into investigations.
Investigative reporter Shay Schrader, who joins us with...
Search WTOC and stream breaking news and weather live on your TV or watch anytime on your schedule. Your news, your way, always free and easier than ever. Download today and stay connected to WTOC, the Southeast news leader.
Patio Enclosures is celebrating 60 years. Right now, Enclosure Space. Add a brand new sunroom or upgrade from screens to glass. Hurry, save 30%. Our anniversary sale won't last long. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
Waters Waste Services, your premier roll-off dumpster and portable restroom provider in Southeast Georgia. Whether you're a homeowner cleaning out or a contractor with large projects, Waters Waste has got you covered. Book your dumpster or portable restroom today with competitive pricing and reliable service you won't find anywhere else. We also offer luxury restroom trailers for large events and weddings. Visit our website for easy, instant online booking. Roll with the best. Waters Waste Services.
Some things are not meant to be replaced. Faith, hard work, law and order. I'm Jim Kingston, and here in Southeast Georgia, our bases protect the nation. Our farms feed it. Our ports make the economy go. As a country, we're at a turning point. President Trump's re-election was like a life raft, but now it's up to us. I'm Jim Kingston, and I approve this message because the good fight's not over.
I'm Dan Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, millions of people called us for representation. Why? Because trust grows when you win, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion and counting. When you call America's largest injury law firm, you're calling a family. You're calling an army, our army. You're calling somebody who will fight for you. Injured? Let our family fight for your family. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Thinking about retirement? Sean Nolan of Family Focus Financial Group has the answers you need to help strategize for income, taxes, healthcare, and more. So catch the Low Country Retirement Report Saturday mornings between 7 and 8 a.m.
Patio Enclosures is celebrating 60 years. Right now, Enclosure Space. Add a brand new sunroom or upgrade from screens to glass. Hurry, save 30%. Our anniversary sale won't last long. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Woody Folsom Automotive.
Let's go and talk about your traffic as we head into the afternoon. If you're going to be leaving downtown, working your way back inland, not looking at too many problems, really not looking at any issues around the Coastal Empire and Low Country. No problems around the hostess city. Still just a little bit of congestion on Abercorn, areas out towards Highway 80. And if you're going northbound on 21, just past the port, but no problems getting across our rivers or moving around the Low Country. And if any of that changes this afternoon, we'll be sure to let you know about it.
This year, Savannah has crowned the first African-American Miss St. Patrick's Day. Our Stephanie Atkinson sat down with her this week and shares her journey.
Little girls, regardless of race, religion, they can look at me and say, it's just not about beauty. If she can do it, I can do it as well.
Latrell Dion Reed has been competing in pageants for 40 years and was the first African-American crowned as queen.
Miss St. Patrick's Day title is the most coveted title. Like, you can be Miss Universe, you can be Miss America, but the title of Miss St. Patrick's Day, that's the most coveted title in Savannah around this time.
She says that her biggest motivation was making her grandmother proud.
Being the change that no one, including myself, expected. And more little girls saying, okay, well, she looks like me, I can compete.
Latrell says the support and positivity has outshined the negativity she has received.
I love you. Your comments that are mean, they make me laugh because I'm able to show my children, like, look, this is what someone said about me, but this is how I feel about it. I know I'm not that. Okay, someone called me fat. Yes, I am pleasantly plump, and that's just the way God made me.
Latrell says even though her reign is short, she's putting everything she's got into it.
Because you do want to give back. You do have kids that look up to you, and especially here in Savannah with St. Patrick's Day being so prominent, you definitely want to make your mark and be successful and not just be someone with a crown and a pretty face.
Latrell says she's unapologetically herself and can't wait to begin the celebration starting this weekend on Tybee Island.
I am so proud to be a Georgia Peach, and I'm so proud to be Miss St. Patrick's Day 2026.
Now, ahead of the parade, the Knights of Columbus hosted their annual St. Patrick's Day party, and a time was had. A sea of green and bagpipes in the air along Liberty Street. The Police Emerald Society of Southeast Georgia is made up of law enforcement officers of Gaelic descent, and they held a huge event Sunday night in collaboration with the Knights of Columbus celebrating St. Patrick's Day. This year's parade grand marshal, Martin Hogan, said that he was so happy to have all of his friends from New York to Savannah there to celebrate, even getting the chance to sash his brother who came to town.
Every minute I was just counting the time for him to come, and for him to be here and celebrate with me, it's like nothing ever. He's my older brother, but he's like a father to me. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Let's keep the saint in St. Patrick's.
Hogan's entire family was also in attendance, enjoying some good music, food, and drinks for St. Patrick's Day. Straight ahead, as part of the city's St. Patrick's Day traditions, Savannah pays tribute to one of the most revered historical figures each year. We'll take you to that ceremony next.
And taking a live look now at our Georgia Southern Statesboro Sky Cam. Still tracking clear skies out there for the most part. Warmer temperatures come back later on this week. We'll talk more about it after the break.
Aging Untold, a new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America. Weekdays at 1:30 a.m. on WTOC.
After a crash, you need an experienced attorney in your corner. Insurance companies will try to settle for as little as possible. They'll use every excuse to avoid paying a valid claim. At Farrah & Farrah, we'll fight their excuses with facts.
Whether you're experiencing a clogged drain, pipe leak, or sewage odor in your home, you want an expert to fix your plumbing issue quickly. That's where Kennedy's comes in. Kennedy's Heating, Air, and Plumbing, the area's most trusted plumbing experts.
So Dale, you really need to get that colon cancer screening.
Dad, it's been forever. I need to be in there. Wrap it up. Come on, Dad. It's taking forever.
How much longer?
It's been an hour. Are you done yet?
Dale, don't worry. We can do it with just a blood test. Shield.
Okay, let's do it.
Shield is for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk for colon cancer. Ask your doctor about FDA-approved Shield from the company trusted in blood tests for cancer for over a decade.
At Georgia Power, we're proud to power the people who power our state. From the home to the office and everywhere in between, we're here for you. That's why we froze base rates last year, so you have more predictability, stability, and money in your pocket. You work hard, so we're working hard for you. Energy you can trust, at a cost you can depend on. Georgia Power, we're here for Georgia. We're here for you.
Today's Time and Tap brought to you by Kennedy's Heating, Air, and Plumbing.
I had a tub conversion, so they, tore the old tub out, tore everything out, which leaves a fairly big space for a stand-up shower. And they also told me in that process that anytime you have a lifetime guarantee. This shower I've had almost 10 years, and it still looks, brand new.
For 30 years, Woody Folsom Chevrolet GMC has been more than just a dealership. We've been your trusted partner on life's journey, from first cars to family vehicles. We've helped generations of drivers find their perfect match. 3 decades of honest service, unbeatable value, and relationships built to last. That's the Woody Folsom difference. As we celebrate this milestone, we're grateful for your loyalty and excited for the road ahead. Thank you for making us part of your story.
I don't care if you're Muslim or Mongolian. You don't have the right to force your culture on our country.
Conservative Rick Jackson.
Too often, criminal illegals commit sick, violent crimes, victimize our children, and get away with murder. So here's my guarantee to them. Do that when I'm governor, and you'll end up deported or departed.
Rick Jackson for Georgia.
Any questions?
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy 2, you get 2 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2 Get 2 Free sale ends soon.
That's a great deal. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
We'll go ahead and talk about your weather as we head into your afternoon. Still tracking 40s up in the northern parts of the state. We're still sitting in the 50s out there right now, 40s to 50s for most of us. Still have a little bit of those breezy winds coming in, especially for areas north of I-16. These are going to still be lingering around as we head into this evening. We still got freeze warnings in place through 9 and 10 o'clock for basically anywhere from I-95 farther west. So don't forget about your pets, plants, and pipes as we head into this evening. Basically walking you through the night, we're going to be looking at lower 40s, feeling like the lower 40s by the time we get to 11. But as we head into tomorrow morning, actual temperatures just above freezing here in Savannah, still looking at upper 20s throughout our inland areas, and then still upper 30s along the coast. Feels like conditions still going to be dancing around the 20s to the 30s depending on where you're at. So you're going to want to have those layers with you, or at least a heavier coat. As we go throughout the day, we'll have more cloud cover as we head into the afternoon. This is going to limit some of these temperatures. We'll be warming back up into the upper 50s as we head into tomorrow here in Savannah. It's going to be mid to upper 50s or lower 60s elsewhere around the region. As we head into tomorrow evening, still not going to look for any rain chances. Temperatures cool down quickly once again back into the mid 40s by the time we get to 11 o'clock. And all this is because of that cooler push that's coming in behind the front that we had yesterday. This high pressure going to continue shifting farther to the east as we go throughout the rest of the week. So we're going to continue to look for warming temperatures each day, lower 80s. Expected by the time we get to Saturday. It's going to be nice weather for anything you want to do outdoors. The one thing we'll have to take into account, still going to have those very high tree pollen counts starting to work their way back in as we head into the second half of the week. But by the time we make it to this weekend, it is 80s back in the forecast. It's hard to believe we're going to go from being below freezing in some areas tomorrow back to the mid 80s by the time we get to the end of the weekend. And it's looking like we're going to keep these nice conditions in place through the start of our spring time frame. That starts on Friday at about 10 o'clock in the morning, the first day of spring. 80s expected over the weekend through the start of next week. And then we have another front that's going to come closer to the area, cool us down a little bit, bring in a little bit of rain chances. But just to put it into perspective, we normally average lower 70s for this time of the year, and we're already looking at mid to lower 80s by the end of this week. So if you haven't already, go ahead and plan some outdoor activities later on this week because it is going to be gorgeous.
Good advice. Thank you, Dylan. The Sergeant William Jasper ceremony brought together military leaders, elected officials, and the Savannah community on Monday. The ceremony dates back to 1978, and it's held every year on the eve of Savannah's St. Patrick's Day parade. Sergeant William Jasper is a Revolutionary War soldier remembered for his courage during the siege of Savannah. His battlefield bravery made him a symbol of valor that has inspired generations.
The spirit of Sergeant Jasper is not a relic of the past. It is the living, breathing standard for an American service member, and I have the privilege of witnessing it every single day.
This year, Congressman Buddy Carter, Savannah Mayor Van Johnson, and the Chatham County Commission Chairman Chester Ellis all made remarks thanking Savannah's military community. You can stream the full ceremony on our website and our app. And did you know Georgia Southern not only has campuses in Savannah, Statesboro, Swainsboro, and Hinesville, but also a learning center in Wexford, Ireland. Georgia Southern is the first public university in the United States to open an outreach learning facility in Ireland, soaring beyond the classroom and borders. Still to come, a St. Patrick's Day parade in the Coastal Empire. We're not done with it yet. Still to come, a small community is planning a big event this coming weekend.
The WTOC First Alert Forecast is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
When we started Morgan & Morgan 35 years ago,
we promised to fight for the people.
Decades later, that promise hasn't changed.
We've seen too many families struggle when they shouldn't have to.
That's why we're here.
With $30 billion recovered and the fight to keep going.
We've become America's largest injury law firm for a reason.
Size matters, reputation matters, results matter.
There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
For the people.
And the families.
New Nissan?
Not correct.
Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
he can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get up to $3,750 total savings on the 2026 Nissan Frontier, or get $3,500 customer cash on Rogue.
It was a fixed game. Corrupt career politician Burt Jones voted to legalize the $6 billion coin-operated gambling machine industry in Georgia. Jones required half of the revenue be given to owners of the properties where the machines are located. So who owns those properties? Corrupt career politician Burt Jones. He fixed the game, bet big on corruption, and hit the jackpot.
Your little trip round Birmingham hit great new heights when you unplanned. Nothing else can win your heart like Alabama a la carte. Magic memories now and forever after. Unplan your trip in Sweet Home, Alabama.
Start your morning off right at the Smoking Egg. We're serving up world-famous chicken and waffles, delicious pancakes and sausage, mouth-watering oxtail, eggs, and grits, and the tastiest seafood gumbo to hit your mouth. The Smoking Egg is open Monday through Friday from 7 to 3 and Saturdays 8 to 3. The Smoking Egg, the best in the South, putting flavor in your mouth.
You wouldn't have a barbershop quartet deliver bad news.
You're being laid off, effective immediately.
Just like you wouldn't have anyone but Morgan & Morgan handle your injury case.
So,
Morgan & Morgan.
WTOC's Don Baker, inducted into the Georgia Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame.
McIntosh County agencies met Monday to finalize safety plans for the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Shellman Bluff. The goal is to get law enforcement, fire, EMS, and county leaders on the same page, sharing information on traffic, crowd control, and emergency response. The Shellman Bluff Parade happens the weekend after Savannah's parade, and this year is the 25th anniversary, and the parade is expected to pack the small community with families, golf carts, and floats.
We're going to definitely have all our deputies out and on patrol, and they'll be clearly marked, and we're going to have emergency vehicles, EMS in the area, as well as we're not calling in a bunch of outside agencies. We think that we can handle things ourselves, but the main thing is we just want everybody to have a great time.
Officials say Monday's planning work is about keeping the tradition fun and safe for locals and visitors. Ahead on the News at 5, our coverage of St. Patrick's Day festivities continues. We've got a lot of fun and everything you need to know to stay safe as you head out tonight.
It may be shocking, but it's true.
The insurance company doesn't really care about you.
But at the Dozier Law Firm, we do.
We're here to help.
Something like an engagement ring is a clear expression of your commitment to that connection with that person, so you want it to be the right thing. And it's a symbol of, the human connection that you have to somebody that's special.
The little silver box, when I look at it on my mantle, it reminds me of the day that Scott proposed, and I will never forget it. So yes, it's symbolic.
Always look for the gift in a silver box from Levy Jewelers.
If COVID taught us anything, life is short.
That's right. And if someone isn't careful and you get hurt, they should make it right.
Call the Dozier Law Firm. We're here to help.
Wild shrimp for everybody. Now available at Parker's Kitchen.
Leader, the News at 5 starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for the News at 5. I'm Madeline Bierster and happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. As the city comes alive with celebration, Savannah is once again drawing massive crowds for one of the biggest events of the year. Thousands of people packed downtown Savannah today to celebrate, filling the streets for one of the city's biggest events of the year. This year's parade featured more than 300 entries, bringing a mix of music, tradition, and high energy to the hostess city. And while the celebration stayed strong, cooler temperatures had some attendees bundling up as they enjoyed those festivities. Let's get a live check on the weather now with our chief meteorologist, Dave Turley.
We're going to keep those temperatures on the cool side as we head on into this St. Patrick's Day evening out there. And we're going to be back in the 40s already by that 8 o'clock hour. And still a little bit of a breeze out there, so wind chills could be back down into the upper 30s at that time frame. And you can see those temps continue to fall back in the low 40s by that 11 o'clock hour. But it will be on the dry side as we'll see a good deal of some mostly clear skies. Now, we have a few more clouds across the region now. Temperatures generally into the low to mid 50s across the area, although we're still holding at 49 degrees over in Sylvania. These temperatures have been a good 20 degrees below average for this time of the year, and we're going to start out below freezing again for a lot of inland areas. Here in the Savannah region, looks like about 33 degrees, but the wind chills will be back in the upper 20s starting out for tomorrow morning as we get you out the door with dry weather. Once we get through tomorrow morning, we start to warm things up, and I'll tell you about a nice warm up in that first alert 7-day forecast at 5:10.
Forward to that, Dave. Thank you.